I came in the Navy August 20th, 1962. I didn't know anything about planes, but I wanted to be in the aviation community. My first job was greasing bearings for the aircraft wheels. After that, then I was sent to the metal shop. My first aircraft that I worked on was an F-8, and I moved around a lot. I went to VX-4, and that squadron went to the Antarctic. Very interesting squadron, and what you got to see in the Antarctic. Most people watch it on TV. I had the real reality. When I got my designation, I was an aviation structural mechanic. A program came up that they were going to select somebody to be the maintenance control officer of the F-18. And I was picked over very senior people for that because I had so much experience with all kinds of different aircraft. I felt good about that, but boy, did we put some hours in. And people that I worked for must have known what kind of jobs I needed and what have you, and I had no idea. I just did them. Things were pretty easy for me. Then the skipper called me down to his room on the ship. He says, I want you to sign this piece of paper. I said, well, what is it? He said, I'm putting you up for warrant. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Wild and crazy guy like me, gotta go up and become an officer? And he says, yeah, I want to do that for you. There was only 3 warrants that made it that year, and I happened to be one of them. I worked as a maintainer, actually worked on aircraft. And then when I became a chief, I was in charge of all those folks. Then I made warrant, which I was in charge of everybody. And I had to make sure that everything was done safely. And I was running around that deck all the time. Flight deck was my major work while I was in service, even though I went to AIMDs, which are intermediate maintenance. And you start out packing chains and getting planes ready to, you're a warrant officer, and you've got a lot of responsibilities. And I took them, didn't take them lightly either, because people can get killed if you don't do what things should be done. Very dangerous place. I've seen guys get sucked down intakes. I've seen people got blown off the ship. I've seen airplanes come in, shot so many times that they came in, you could see them coming in, raised up a little bit, floating in there, and they got out as soon as they could because it's going down. We had one plane that had 76 holes in it. We patched the majority of them, but used duct tape on the rest of them. That's how things worked out there. And I was right in the middle of it, and I loved it. It was exciting. That's what we sent our planes out. It was going to Vietnam back in, I believe it was the latter part of '63, and then we went all the way to '66. And one time, we had 12 aircraft in our squadron. We were down to 2. The rest of them got shot out. And we were about ready to come home. Skipper went on flight. The last words they heard of him was, they got me. That's when my heart broke, losing a man like him. If you got right down to it, I spent 5 years, 8 months total ship time. That's going deployed with squadrons. But you know, when you're on ship, they keep you busy enough that you don't have time to think about anything. I got up in the morning, had breakfast, went on to work, come back 15 minutes later, I was back up there on the flight deck, sending them off at the pointy end. That was my job. I had a very, very interesting, satisfying career in naval aviation. I loved it.